going to be needing, you need roughly 2 kilos of plastic icing. Now I've just put this in the microwave for around about 30 seconds on 10 seconds at a time, just to make it a little bit easier for me to knead up. So just get a little bit of pure icing sugar, and you're going to knead this till it's nice and soft and pliable. As you can see, what I'm doing is I'm bringing the outside edge in and pushing down. That's how you get a nice flat top on the cake. Okay, now that's kind of soft and easy to work with now, so now it's time to roll it out. Now we only need to roll it out till it's about 1 centimetre thick. I need plenty of icing sugar on the table so that it doesn't stick. And then just start rolling. Now I'm using a silicone rolling pin because nothing sticks to it apparently. But we'll see. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a couple of air bubbles that are already there, so I'm just going to carefully burst them and push the air out of the bubble so that we can ice the cake without those bubbles being obvious. I get my smoother, which is acrylic, and I gently rub that over the surface of the icing now before I even put it on the cake. And that just makes the job a little bit easier when you are trying to smooth it over the cake. So you've rolled out your plastic icing. You just want to drop it straight over the cake like that. And just rearrange it very quickly. And don't worry about the top too much, just make sure the sides are nicely tucked in. So that they're not pulling on the corner of the cake, because if they're left to stretch over this edge too long, it will get thinner and it might even tear. So when you've got the cake totally covered and it's sticking to the sides nicely like that, what you have to do is trim it. So you'll see on this smoother that there's a graduated edge and there's a straight edge. Now just using the graduated edge, which is a sloping edge, just go down the sides like that, pressing in on the cake and down towards the board. This helps the cake to adhere to the side of the icing, and it helps to stretch the icing out so that you can further trim it. So then just do another trim, cutting away any excess icing. And then using the straight edge this time, do it again. And this time just trim as close to the cake as you can. And that's the final time you'll be doing the side. Right, now as you know, I've hardly touched the top of the cake so far. So now's the time to do that. And just gently, in a circular motion, do the top of the cake until that's nice and smooth. Now that's already looking great. So the next thing we're going to do is the edge of the cake, this very edge here. Obviously I don't have a tool for that, so what I do is I get my hand, I cover it nice in sugar, and just this knuckle behind here is going to do the corners for me, because I can feel that underneath my knuckles, and I know when it's nice and smooth. You'll be able to feel the lumps, and so long as those lumps become smooth, you'll have a smooth looking cake. The faster you do it, the better, because the friction and the heat actually helps to melt the icing and smooth it out a little faster. There you have it. It's a beautifully iced cake, ready for decoration. So what I normally do now is I just let that dry or set, and I put it somewhere out of harm's way where it can set in that shape. And tomorrow or the next day, when it's a little bit drier, I get a piece of satin and I go over it and dust any dust off it, any icing sugar.